I said it. That's right. It's the daily. It's the daily go getism show, and we on Pretty Petty Tuesday right here with Sun 752. You know how we do. I'm waiting for me and my crew, and when we come through, we gonna have a little talk, and we gonna make sure we do it from Philly to New York, and all the way to the West Coast and LA. Even though the West Coast is much bigger than just LA. Hey. Tonight, we're talking about the mystery of the male ego. The mystery of the male ego, which y'all know. Now, listen, most of the time when we're talking about the male ego, we're talking about the way that you want to be seen and the ways that you do not want to be seen. And that can take a man a lot of different places. The ins and outs and what's it all about make you feel like you're in doubt. Now, we know the destruction and the ridiculousness that the male ego has caused in life. You know what I mean? Making him do things that he probably shouldn't do, making him make decisions that were less than thought out, making him go places, stay places too long, and go places where they shouldn't have been. But we have a chance to turn that all around. So we're going to talk about the mystery of the male ego tonight. And we're going to do it in a way that hasn't been done before. Well, even if it has been done before, it ain't going to be done like this. So let's get that popping. That's what we doing now. The mystery of the male ego, baby. Hold on to your hat. It's like that, y'all. My girl Riza is all up in the house. How you feeling, ma? Good to see me, some you. And also Queen Matu Mayini Monica Davis. What's good? What's good now? Hold on, I'm trying to wave at you. You ain't let me do it. It's all right, though. Okay, I got it. It's all good. It's all love now. So, yeah, man. Okay. No, it won't let me do it. It's cool, though. But yeah, the mystery of the male ego. Most people think that they really know about how the male ego works. And when the male ego is unchecked and it's out of control, it is an easy thing to prey on. And it's easy to play a person whose ego is out of control, because all you have to do is feed into their ego and you can get them to do things that they otherwise wouldn't have thought about doing before. So we're going to get into that tonight. Tonight, we're going to get into the mystery of the male ego. So let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. That's right. Cal Chamberlain is all up in the place. It's always good to see me, your face, and that's a taste. And I see April Cox is back. It's good to see you coming back. That's what's up. It's not whack. And my brother Ansel Jones. All the girls in Baltimore can't leave him alone. It's the daily. Let's get it popping, y'all. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is daily. The daily go get a business show. We do this every single day. Every day it rains. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the arts. The daily go get a business show all up in your area. Pretty Petty Tuesday is right here. It's right now. And we are down. Tonight, we're talking about the mystery of the male ego. Now, I called it the mystery of the male ego is because there is something about the male ego when it's unchecked, when it's out of control, when it's doing what it's doing without anybody seemingly, putting the reins on it. There's a mystery about it. Like, why would you act this way? Why would you feed into that? Why would you let this happen? Why? We know that it's the ego that's making you do it, but we just can't figure out exactly why. So it's the mystery of the male ego. And every man has an ego. Every man has an ego, and every man has to do things to keep his ego in check. But we're going to go over some different things. We're going to go over some questions tonight that are going to challenge what we think, how we feel, what we do, and what we think we know. For example, when we talk about the mystery of the male ego, let me ask y'all this. If a man is gay, can a gay male be driven by male ego? Riddle me that. Think about it. Can a gay man be driven by male ego? Can it work that way? I mean, many people consider gay males to have too much feminine energy. So how could they be driven by male ego? But when you really think about it, like, just because you are sexually and emotionally attracted to the same sex, that does not excuse you hormonally from still carrying male DNA. So maybe the male ego takes us into realms uncharted where we never really thought that it would be welcome or be a factor. Can a gay male be driven by male ego? We see him lip-wristed. We see him smacking his teeth and doing hair and all that old female stuff, doing things that we don't consider a man to be a man by doing. But at the same time, he still got male hormones, baby. So we're going to get into that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about the male ego in terms of what we think we already know versus what we know for real. So we're going to have to quiz each other. We're going to have to test each other. So I expect for us to talk to each other tonight, and let's try to get this thing ironed out. We don't have differences that I know of. We don't have that to worry about. But what we're going to see about, what we're going to talk about, what we're going to get into is what we think we know about the male ego. The mystery of the male ego. Let's go, baby. If y'all would like to call into the show, 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby, on. Get your shine, baby. Get it on. 319-527-6199. Let's do it right now. The sun will shine and y'all behind me. So let's go. The mystery of the male ego. We know that the male ego has gotten many men into pissing contests, trying to one up each other, trying to go at each other, trying to have the best of things. I got the prettiest girl. My girl got the fattest ass, and I got a lot of class. And let me ask you, how much did you spend for your car? How much did you spend for your house? I bet you can't beat me out. I make a lot of money. My net worth is something that you never could get since birth to the dying day that you will lay in a casket, but I'm going to have mine to stay. That kind of shit. The male ego. That male ego. On the negative side, always has you going up against somebody, getting in the senseless wars, even prompting you to murder, hurt, kill, destroy, practice destruction. Yeah, we know the male ego can do all of that. But the mystery is, what's really behind all of that? What are the influences behind all of that? And how can it be turned around? Is it a situation where whatever has made the male ego destructive is the same thing that's going to have to be put into it to make it constructive, to make it a better thing, put you in a better place, make a better way for you? My brother from another mother, Norris Hill. I said, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. What's going on, my brothers? For coming on through. I'm glad to see you. Yeah, you know how we do. Sure. most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Let's coming through. Yeah, it's good to see you, girl. Y'all, no doubt, y'all. We here, y'all. We turn it up. The mystery of the male ego. You know, that kind of shit. That's the kind of shit that would make you punch somebody in the mouth in the school lunchroom. Oh no, he tried to play me in front of these girls. He tried to play me in front of these girls. He teased me in front of these girls. I ain't like it. I punched him in the mouth and stomped him out. Yeah, I got suspended. Damn near got kicked out of the school. But I bet you he won't do that no more because the male ego in me wasn't going to let me be seen as a punk. So yeah, you might have thought I was a punk before, but I ain't know about it. I'd be goddamn if I'm going to be the very catalyst that made you think I was a punk. Male ego. It's the thing that makes men stick up for themselves. You know, I mean, women may say, well, the female ego makes you do the same thing. We ain't talking about that tonight, though. But trust and believe, I have plans to talk about that on another night. It might be tomorrow night, but I ain't talking about that right now. The mystery of the male ego. T. Carey, right, morning, noon, and night is always good and glad to have my peoples going in your sight. Word. So yeah, like I said, that was the thing. That could be the thing that make you punch somebody in the mouth in the lunchroom. Got your ass damn near thrown out of school. It's definitely the thing that got you in the after school fight. You know what I mean? You know how it goes. When you are part of the after school fight and everybody is crowding around, your ego is what's going to make you fight to the death. Like, I can't lose this one. I'm sorry. If me and him were in a closed space and nobody else was there, I would fight him differently. But losing this fight tonight, I'm sorry, losing this fight today at 3:15 p.m. after school might be the thing that might make me have to fight every day for the rest of the year when people be trying to play me and try me because they saw me lose to this one. No. It's not going to happen. I'm about to knock this motherfucker's head off. He's getting it today. I don't care if I never won a fight before. I bet you tonight I'm giving it my all. Erica Howard, what up, Ma? It's good to see me. Good to see me. It's good to see me. Some you know just how we do. Lincoln, Georgia is in the house. It's right, ready, turn it out. Best thing going on down south is good to see your head. This is coming on out. Word. April Cox, she says, it's how men have been valued throughout history, being at the top, whether it's physically, prowess, business, leadership, mating with women. Exactly. Those are the things that we know. Those are the things that we know about the male ego. But what we don't always get a clear picture of is how the male ego works constructively and how the male ego gets away from itself while also promoting itself. For example, I've talked about this on this show before, and I'll talk about it again. I'll talk about it probably until I close my eyes for the last time. The male ego, my ego stopped me from drinking. It stopped me because I was going to be goddamn that with my God-given talents and gifts coming from the people that birthed me, created me, put me here, and all of the people who I was under the influence of and under the tutelage of, I was going to be goddamn if motherfuckers was going to be running around here looking at me like I was some alcoholic. No way. No motherfucking way. The male ego stopped me from drinking. December 12th. I'm sorry, December 8th, 2012. It stopped all of that. I couldn't drink anymore because I refused to be looked at as an alcoholic, as a drunk. No, that wasn't going to be my story on some old, yeah, you know, he got this and he got this going on and he could have done all of this, but he ain't nothing but a little drunk. And when he get drunk, he does this and he does that. And if you really want to get to him, all you got to wait and do is wait until he starts drinking. And no, the male ego stopped me from doing that. The male ego is also what got me through college. You know how many times I wanted to stop? You know how many times other things had my interest? You know how many times I wanted to be like, man, this is some bullshit. It kept me going to school day after day. It kept me going to class time after time. It kept me competing. It kept me competing against myself, not against anybody else. My thing was, I'm going to get this piece of paper. Because I refused to be looked at as a college dropout. I sure as hell would have never been a high school dropout. Well, I wasn't going to be no college dropout either. So my male ego made me finish with things that I started. So it was a positive thing. The male ego can also stop you from selling people out because you don't want to be looked at as a sellout. It's the thing that can actually keep you being loyal because you don't want to be looked at as a sellout or disloyal or just one of those people that's fly by night. They just latch on to anything that benefits them for the day. The male ego said, nah, I'm going to stick by my family. I'm going to stick by my friends. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to stay by their side until this thing is done. Because you ain't going to be looking at me like I was just some fair weather friend or deadbeat dad or no good husband or some random, no good nigga, this black man that ain't no. So those, as far as I'm concerned, that's the mystery of the male ego. It doesn't get enough attention, but it's there. It does the same. It has the same energy, the same hormonal energy that the negative things about the male ego has. It's the same shit. It just works for other people rather than just working for itself. We look at the male ego as a selfish thing. And it is way too often, but it's not always. It's not always. The male ego can be the thing like, I'm going to make sure that you make it. I'm going to make sure that you don't give up. I'm going to be the one that you thank for being successful. Yeah. It's the male ego. But guess what? You benefited from that. They benefited from that. We benefit from that. So we're going to get into it tonight. I see that we have a call on the line. Caller with the last numbers 2968. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What is on your mind this evening? What's good?
What's good is always good, and it's always going to be very.
Now hold on, goddammit. Now hold on. Wait. We're not doing this tonight. What? You're not going to slick talk your way through this shit. Now we.
No. No. I'm not trying to be like that.
All right. Now what's on your mind tonight?
I was going to say something, but let me go ahead and say it.
All right.
You talk about these folks being manipulating people and stuff, and we all manipulators, but you pointed out that there's some people that manipulate for other people's best interest, and they have other people's best interest in their thought process. So we want to consider those people. If we're going to consider anything, we want to consider these people in light of truth so we can see how the truth really gets things done. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you.
Well, no, what we're talking about tonight is the mystery of the male ego. So we know how the male ego. Yeah, we know how the male ego can take the place. It can make a man show out and show off and show his ass and get him into a whole lot of trouble and have him either apologizing or refusing to apologize. But there are also other things about the male ego that can make him do better in life and inspire others to do better and to stand up for himself and the team and the people that he represents.
I think you're right, and I think that what you're saying right there is not an ego. I think that's who you really are. I think the ego part of yourself is a false sense of who you are. It's not really who you are. It's who you think you are. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about you. So we have to cut through that to get to you, and that sometimes is difficult in a lot of cases, I find.
Yeah. Well, every man has an ego. Now, not every man puts his ego in check, but some men do. Some men learn how to exercise more self-control, and other men just let it spiral out of control and just allow it to get them in a lot of trouble.
That's because they're immature. And if they're immature, a lot of cases I find are because they had a power struggle in their family unit with their parents. There was a power struggle there somehow. And the child took that responsibility away from the parent that was supposed to transfer it to the child. And the child went off ahead and did what it wanted to do. And then it comes back with the tail between its legs because it realized what it did was the wrong thing. Should be doing that to mom and dad like that.
Okay. Let me ask you something. You know that there are a lot of men in jail in comparison to women.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, you're probably right on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we far outnumber the number in terms of the amount of men that are in jail versus women. Would you say that the male ego is responsible for a lot of men being incarcerated?
Holy crap, dude! You're going into this really deep, huh? Yeah, there is a level of responsibility and accountability that a lot of people don't take because of the fact that they were taught conflicting lessons, which means that when life comes at them, it beats them up and they wind up in all these different situations. So most parents that really invest in their children are the ones who put what they want their children to know into their children and then teach their children the difference between what's right and wrong. So they have something to stand on in life when they become responsible for their own actions. So, but yeah, I do. I kind of hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because you know how like a non-violent offense can turn violent if the ego gets involved. Like, for example, let's say you're a drug dealer. Now, you may have gotten into dealing drugs because you wanted money to be able to take care of your family, to have things, to have access to things, to be able to.
Yeah.
But now that may be ego centered, but you may not have gotten into it expecting to have to hurt anybody or expecting to get hurt, which is pretty naive thinking, but you never know. But in order to sell drugs successfully, you know that any game in the streets that involves money, you're going to have competition, and you're going to have times where people are going to victimize you because they know that you're handling a lot of cash. So in order to keep selling drugs successfully, you may have to do things to eliminate your competition, because your competition may be directly instrumental in stopping you from being able to be as successful in selling drugs as you wanted to be. So you had to get rid of the competition, and the only way to get rid of them was to have them eliminated. So where you may not have gotten into the game in order to be violent, in order to remain in the game, you may have had to you may have felt like you had to exercise some violence, or check this out. Maybe you didn't intend to hurt anybody and you didn't hurt anybody, but your rivals, your enemies set you up and robbed you at gunpoint or kidnapped you or something like that, you think you're going to be able to just let that go? Like, okay, they stuck me up, they took all my stuff, and but at least I'm alive. You think you're going to be able to sell drugs after that?
Well, it depends on what kind of a nature you got. You know what I mean? Some people have that nature about themselves where they don't learn the lesson the first time or the second time or the third time. It may take 12 times for them to actually learn a lesson. And a lot of these people are called, well, I mean, it depends on what kind of character you're talking about. I've been in the system for a number of years myself, and I'm not a stranger to anything.
Okay.
But with the knowledge that I have, the understanding of that knowledge, that is something that is what I consider like wisdom, and I don't want to cast it out there to people that are just going to pull their pants down and take a shit on it because it makes me feel a certain way. Now, I've been in these shoes a lot of times where I'm doing this kind of work, you know what I mean? And with these people that have these problems that they have, and they need help. And I want to cut through the bullshit so that we can get down to business. Now, people respect that. A lot of people do. And these are people that have been there, done that. They respect it because they're not so quick to jump up and do this and that. When they had to prove themselves, maybe that's what they did. But now that they're older in the years and they're still here, well, they're dinosaurs. If looking for a word for them, they're dinosaurs roaming the earth. And they have a lot of wisdom. And like I said, we're not going to just shoot this wisdom out here for people to take a dump on it. You know what I mean? Because it's something that's precious, and it's something that these kids today are going to be able to practice. If they were able to hear, they would be able to put that into practice because it goes deep inside of a person and enables them to accomplish things that they weren't able to before because they didn't have the understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the key, is to take somebody's mind off of that shit and put it on the thing that is right and true so that person has the understanding and they can enjoy the benefits with you just like you are.
Okay. So as far as the male ego is concerned, what would you say was the most memorable moment that you can share where you felt like your male ego got you in trouble and where it got you out of trouble? And it doesn't have to be the same incident.
Well, see, but when you talk about an ego problem or an ego, it's who you think you are is what it is. It's who you think you are. You present yourself to be something. And sometimes we act like something that we're not. And so there's lessons that are learned in that process. So when you are on this side, then you can talk that way because that's all you got. But if you learn something that you didn't know before, now you got more to talk about. But how do you explain that? Could you help me to see how I can explain that where it would be clear to the audience?
Well, you know that, okay, if you talk about where your ego got you in trouble, let's say, I'm not indicting you or making any assumptions with you about you, but let's say you and your lady were having a disagreement, and she really started to say some things that were out of line or whatever, and you smacked her or something like that. It was your ego. She hurt your feelings. She verbally attacked you as you felt, and you reached out and touched her in a way that you shouldn't have, but it was your ego that made you do it. So that's an example.
No, that was a weakness that you have. That's a weakness that you have. You're a weak man.
Okay.
You know what weakness is?
Well, but your ego,
something we need.
Your ego is the thing that can fuel your weakness, and this is also the thing that can give you strength. I was just giving you that as an example, but I'm asking you personally. Right. I just gave you that example. That didn't apply to you. Now I just gave you that so you could think of a time in your personal life where your ego may have gotten you into trouble. So what you got?
Oh well, I don't listen. I don't necessarily say it's a false sense of myself, because I give myself a little more credit than that because of my efforts that I put in. When I put effort into somebody, that's because I was able to cut through all the stuff. So there was none of this riffraff talking stuff. You know what I mean? There was no room for that. And the reason why there's no room for that is because when I'm talking, I'm saying things that are going to give somebody some clarity. They're going to be able to understand. And when there's understanding, there's no room for no bitterness or hatred or all this other stuff, because that's not what we're talking about.
Okay. So what's an example of when your ego got you into trouble?
Oh Lord, man. I can't even count that many times. It happens where I get myself in trouble, but then I started looking at myself and I was able to see myself because there was something I needed to take a look at.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever gotten into a fight in your life? Have you ever had to sucker punch somebody?
Well, I didn't sucker punch them, but we were slinging them. Yeah, we got down.
Did you hit them first?
No, they always. I let people take the first thing, because once they kick it off, then I got a green light to do what I got to do.
Okay, so there's nothing that anybody could do to make you hit first.
No, there's no reason to put hands on somebody. This isn't like that. This is a different kind of a thing. This is a meeting of the minds. And when you talk, you have to remember something. When you're putting stuff out in the atmosphere, it's got to count for something, or it just goes straight to the ground and doesn't do anything. And if that's the way you like it, then stick with your program. But if you listen to the wrong thing, that's what happens. It goes down. If you listen to the right thing, guess what? It goes up. And people look up to you when you do that.
Okay. So you don't think that there's ever a reason that a man should become violent ahead of somebody becoming violent with him?
No, I don't think that's the right move. I wouldn't say no. That would be a wrong thing to do.
That's interesting. Okay. If that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. I definitely think that there's a time for violence and a time for peace. And
violence is not what you think it is. You know what I mean? When you're protecting your loved ones against an enemy that's an adversary, then sometimes the adversary brings it on a little bit strong. But love has a way of putting that stuff in its place, which is not in your way, because you don't have time to play games. That's childish stuff. We don't do that.
Interesting. Well, young boys have an ego too.
That's okay. They learn from their parents. Parents are responsible for their children. They're the ones that put what they want their children to know when they're born. And they're like a pile of wet cement. You put everything you want your kid to know, because when that cement gets hard, then that's when they get a little mind of their own, a little stiff neck. And then you have to teach that child that there's a difference between right and wrong. You can't just tell a child something. You have to show them by example. Because if you don't, then your child will inflict the lesson, and you expect your child to do this and this and that when you need to take responsibility. So you got to back up and fix this problem before you go any further. Otherwise, I feel for you.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, anything else that you wanted to say before I let you go?
No, man, that was cool, man. I was just throwing it out there. You know what I mean? How we do it. We just give it away, whenever we can, and wherever it goes, God knows.
Good stuff. I appreciate you calling in once again, my man. I appreciate you mucho,
bro. I appreciate you, man.
All right, you take care.
All right, thank you very much. God bless you, man.
All right, God bless you too. Good call right there. Good call. All right, so as we were talking about, when we're talking about the mystery of the male ego, there are things that a man can do and will do that may leave him scratching his own head. Like, why would I do that? As a man, I know what it's like to promise myself that I'm not going to do something and to still find myself doing it. Whether I got caught off guard, whether I lost myself in the moment, whether I ran away with myself or somebody tapped into tapped into an area of my concern, emotionally or mentally or whatever, and that's them tapping into my ego. That's them learning how to use my ego against me, and that is the destructive part of the male ego. That's why when the male ego goes unchecked, that's why it's so destructive. That's why it can be so detrimental. That's why I asked the caller about the incarceration rate of men. I think that you'll find that most men who have been locked up, you'll see ego in all of that. You know, that motherfucker did this, he did that, and so I had to do this, because the male ego makes you feel like you are in it. It's basically, the male ego is basically how you see yourself and how you want others to see you. That's what the male ego is about. And once people observe that and they say, oh, this dude needs to feel like Superman. Oh, okay. No problem. He needs to feel like Superman. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, you can want to feel like Superman, but you're not Superman, so I'm not treating you like no Superman. Get the fuck out of here. You need to get your ego in check. You tripping. But the opportunistic person, they'll say, oh, okay. So you need to feel like Superman. And if I make you feel like Superman, then that's your go button. So this is what I do. Guess who's going to feel like Superman tonight? You. And I'm going to be the one that makes you feel like Superman. And as soon as I make you feel like Superman, my compensation is going to be all your money, all your assets, all of your property, all of your love, all of your time, all of your attention. And nobody else is going to get none, because nobody else wants to feed into your ego. If anything, they'll only feed into your ego if they feel like you have the power to harm them, hurt them, or cause some type of problems for them. Other than that, they don't want to see you. They don't want to see you feeling like this, because they don't feel like you deserve it. But I don't feel like you deserve it either. But guess what? I'm going to make you feel like it, because then I get to put my hand up the back of you and control you like a puppet. I'm going to be the Geppetto for your big ego having ass. Your ego is out of control. Well, you just gave me control over it. It's not that hard. You know, you see how men who have a little dick, you see how they act. I mean, just keeping it a buck. You know how men who have a little dick act, even if you haven't seen it. They have that little dick energy, and it keeps them on defense time after time after time. I'm not saying that a man with a big dick, you know, is super confident, cool, collected, and never gets bent out of shape. Not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, when you know you're carrying the winning hand, you ain't got to go around showing everybody. But when you think that you are compromised by something that will happen in private, when you feel like that your privates will bring you down if they ever become public, it can cause a problem for you, because your ego is there. So, you know, ladies, you find out that a man got a little dick, and you see, and then it kind of unlocks why he's been acting the way that he's been acting. Oh, this is why you be running around here acting a goddamn fool. Oh, you little dick nigga. Okay. Now, see, the thing is, nobody said that you couldn't fuck. Your problem is you want to be able to fuck with a big dick, and you can't do that. Your ego should tell you, well, as long as I please my woman, I'm good. But that's not what your ego tells you now, is it? Your ego tells you that you haven't really pleased her, because you didn't please her with a big dick like you wish you had. Like the kind you see in the pornos and in the magazines and shit. So because you can't be or have what another man has, it's made you act a fool. So guess what? She gonna come along and make you feel like a man with a big dick. She might even lie to you and tell you, "Oh, shoot, your dick ain't small. Mm-mm. You packing? You be killing me." So she'll big you up when it benefits her, and also when it benefits her, she'll tear you down. Oh, little short dick motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. That's why you act the way you do. That's why your child support is so high, because you got that little ass dick. If you was a big dick nigga, you wouldn't have to pay a dime. Ask me how I know. That kind of shit. Your ego unchecked is your insecurity. It's your insecurity and your security at the same time, depending on what your sense of self is. Now, who builds your sense of self? Okay, April Cox says also being the strongest and toughest. It makes other men respect and worship you, and women more attracted to you. And man's ability to attract women is so important to them. Yeah, I kind of feel what you're talking about, but it's so much deeper than that. So much deeper. Your ego, I don't believe that it's your ego that makes people attracted to you. It may make some people attracted to you. But the thing about your ego is it's not, I mean, maybe y'all can straighten me out on this, but I don't consider the male ego to be the male energy. Your energy is not something that you necessarily have control over. Your energy is something mysterious. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, well, I'm about to go give them my energy. Now, you can give them what you got, but your energy does things independent of you. When you change what you know, what you do, and how you are, your energy changes. If you're not aware of those things, your energy stays the same. But your ego is basically what you will use to get yourself into things, and probably what you'll do to get yourself out of things. So, yeah, but do you consider the male ego to be the male energy? Is that masculine energy, the male ego? Because all male ego is not the same. It's not. And do y'all think, while we asking questions, what's going on, grits and wavy and grits? I said grits and wavy and grits. I said grits and wavy and grits. I'm glad you came through, and you know that you're the shh. So, masculine energy. Do you think that the male ego is masculine energy? The male ego, the mystery of the male ego. Make sure that y'all hit that like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Make sure that y'all hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Make sure that you share the show. I need y'all to do that for and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You gonna make this heat up just like flannel in the summertime. Yo, yours and mine. We gonna do this thing. The sunshine's word. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell so you will know when we are live and direct and full and total effect. So that's how we getting it down on the Daily Go Get 'Em show, man. I'm glad to be here with y'all. Welcome. Just Brandy all day. Hey. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate that, Brandy. Ansel Jones, my brother Ansel Jones. He says, anyone that joined the military signed a contract that says you have no choice to my legal direct orders. My ego made it hard to listen and follow orders from someone saying something stupid. Okay. All right. He also says, January 4th insurrection. Don't you mean January 6th? That happened on the 6th. January 4th insurrection. I would have broken the code of conduct. Don't fire until fired upon. John Parker. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, y'all. The mystery of the male ego. You know, when the male ego is unchecked, it'll put men in position where they basically play themselves, or they will overextend themselves in certain things. Like the male ego might make you spend money on the flyest car that you can buy without being able to afford it. See, your ego tells everybody that you got to be riding in something better than everybody else. But you would think that your ego would always also say that, yeah, but I better be able to pay for this shit and still live comfortably. But it doesn't do that. That's why I say every male ego isn't the same. Male egos come in different packages. And your age and maturity and experience level has such an effect on how your male ego is going to go. I had an interesting conversation with my dad today. And I'm gonna tell y'all something about my dad. First of all, I love my dad to death and I love him back to life. And my dad is experiencing some health issues now. Now, this man who's 84 years old has never been unhealthy before. And he's definitely never been visibly unhealthy before. So he got some shit going on right now where he has to accept his condition and he's having a hard time with it. And I had a long talk with him today, just trying to talk to him man to man, son to father, father to son. And I let him know, I said, Dad, the male ego, makes us feel some kind of way. Like when it's good, it makes us independent. It makes us warriors. It makes us protectors. It makes us providers. It makes us helpers when it's good. But even when it's good that way, it also can turn around and have us refusing help when we need it. Not accepting assistance from those who can and are ready and willing to assist because we want all the glory, or we just want to be able to say that I can do it on my own. And when I was talking to him about this, he lit up a little bit, like, because he felt me. He understood where I was coming from, and he knew that I understood where he was coming from, and I can empathize and sympathize with what's going on with him. So, I had to say some things to him to make him feel better. And essentially, I was playing towards his ego. And I was more than happy to do that. I was more than happy to play on my dad's ego because he needed that. And I know what it's like to need that. And I also know what it's like to have someone fuel that in a positive way. To have someone, oh shit. I'm like, this Instagram ain't moving. What's up, Sucre Toi? I didn't see you. I ain't see nobody. I get my wave on. I ain't see her. I'm like, y'all probably like, yo, you ain't gonna speak? My bad. My bad. But yeah, so yeah, it's the same thing that can have you, that will make you refuse assistance from those who are ready and willing to assist. You know what I'm saying? But he said something interesting to me while I was talking about the ego. As soon as I said the word ego, he said, yeah, I got 3 of them. Let me tell y'all a little backstory of what he meant by he has 3 of them. My dad has 3 testicles. Dead serious. Most men are born with 2, but he has 3. He's a 3-balled monster. And as far as he's concerned, his ego is his balls. You gotta have the balls to do this. That's your bravery, your intestinal fortitude, your guts. You said, yeah, having 3 testicles, having three balls, having three evidences of male ego is what has gotten him this far, and it's also what's causing him some problems right now. But he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right because I need him to be all right, and he needs for himself to be all right. So our ego together. By the way, he fucked me up with the, I got 3 of them because I knew exactly what he was talking about. My mama even told me about that. Like, yo, your father got 3 balls. I'm like, what you talking about, Mom? Like, yo, he's not regular. So maybe he has like an extra Y chromosome or whatever. Like he's more of a man's man than most men know. But I don't know. But he has 3 balls and it's not a cyst. Go figure. But yeah, the God gonna be all right. But by talking to him today, it inspired me to do this. I was like, yeah. The mystery of the male ego. It ain't the same for everybody, man. It ain't the same. My ego is one thing. His ego is another thing. Ansel Jones' ego is another thing. Norris Hill is another thing. Lawrence Sakel, who just came through, my brother, his is another thing. We all have that thing in common, but it doesn't place us in the same places all the time. It doesn't take us to the same destination. You know what I'm saying? We may be all going toward the same village, but we going to different houses when we get there. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, man, shit is real out here. And we start talking about the male ego. And we know we have to keep our ego in check. Are we going to always do it? Probably not. Sucre Jutois says, no men with little dicks have big dick energy. Wow. Well, but my point was that knowing that the little dick dude needs to be looked at like he has a big dick. A woman can play him. She can either make him feel like he's the man, or she can make him feel like the way he's been feeling. But when your ego is out of control, it's not going to take you where you want to be. Emily Dunlap in the house, 2 places. Yeah, let's turn it out. Word up. Good to see me. Some you. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on through. It's not letting me wave at some people. I wonder why. Let's see what else she says. She said he's going to answer my question any minute now. I couldn't because I couldn't see you. I thought nobody was coming through. So crazy. She says, so all men ego isn't in their balls. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I don't think you were here earlier when I asked the question, can a gay man have male ego? Can a gay man still have male ego? It's probably a judgment call. If you somebody like me, you probably like, no, how you gonna have male energy when or male ego or male energy when you really want to do what a woman does? But you still probably want to compete and be the best at whatever it is that you do. You probably want to put the competition to rest. So, and regardless of what you want to be, you still was born a male. And you still got at least 2 balls. In my opinion, you just using them the wrong way. But hey, I mean, who am I to say? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Narcel says, that explains being a leader in the offspring race. Shout out to Brother Mac. Yeah. 14 strong, y'all. 14 strong. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence Eagle says, Mr. Mac did always stand straight, though. He did. I mean, people love my pop. And I had to remind him of that today. I did. I had to. I'm like, man, you know how many people you have helped over the years, from your close family members to other people, the tenants that we had accepting forms of currency that weren't currency in order to help them to make the rent. You know, we the ones, we started accepting food stamps for rent. We did that in the 90s. Now, I ain't saying that we the only ones that did it, but we did that shit. What up, NY Pat? New York Pat is all up in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see me some you, no doubt. But yeah, he did that. He was always willing to give back. And I had to remind, I said, you've given back so much. You paid things forward so far ahead. You think motherfuckers ain't lining up to help you? Ain't nobody trying to see you just go out and, fade to black. Nah, it ain't gonna happen, dog. It ain't gonna happen. But it's funny how you get to know somebody. Sometimes it takes an illness or for them to have to be still for a minute. It's all right, man, let me put it like this. Sometimes circumstances have to warrant a person having no other choice but to be still so you can see how they move. Sometimes a person has to be still so you can see how they move. I hope y'all got that. And y'all smart like that. So I'm sure that y'all did. Right now, he's in a position where he has to be still. So now I understand a little bit better about how he moves. So the male ego, the mystery of the male ego. Why did we do? Let's get into this whole ability or inability to be able to apologize. Does the male ego stop you from being able to say, I'm sorry? Hold me now. I really want to say I'm sorry. The male ego, does it keep men from saying I'm sorry? Is that what's keeping them from saying that they sorry? Huh? So the men who do say that they're sorry, does that mean that they've checked their ego? So they said, that's word. You need to calm down. You'll fade that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got a volume knob. You just, you know what I'm saying? You know, take this little volume knob right here. You turn it to the left. That goes down. Okay. I should not be able to hear your comment through the written word. Sheesh. Lordy. Okay. What we got? What we got? What we got? What we got? Emily says, a gay man is still a man. I don't know. I don't care what they say or think they are. I hear you. I hear that, Emily. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. No, it says, it's hard to say that a gay man that a gay man that switches nastier than a hooker has an ego. An ego, yes. Is it the male ego? Like it's definitely not the male ego that we're looking for, and it's certainly not what we're paying for. You know what I'm saying? Like ego, yes. I don't know. But can he say I'm sorry though? Can he say I'm sorry? Does the male ego keep a man from saying that he's sorry? If he says that he's sorry, does that keep him from meaning it? Lauren says, and yo, thanks for the good words about my dad, man. For people who have ever met my pop, you'll never hear people saying, yo, man, Mac ain't shit. I've never heard anybody talk like that about my pop. Now, about me, but him, he remained a good guy. I give it to him. He remained a good guy. Lawrence Segal says, make sure that you thank God that he can use you like you being used, son. Yeah. I am thankful, son. I ain't gonna front. You know what I mean? I've been mad emotional over the past week. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. We all gotta go through this shit. Just Brandy all day says the male ego so fragile, it doesn't make any sense. That's an interesting take on it. So fragile. So fragile. It's funny because I could see why she would say that. But as fragile as it can be, look how many championships it has won. There's no way you're even going to go for no championship if your ego ain't there. You ain't winning no Super Bowl. You don't have a male ego. No way. Hey, I know it's a team sport. Don't matter. And it's funny how a lot of people that have the biggest ego portray themselves as being humble. Personally, I think that the male ego is necessary. I just think that just like anything else, it has to be contained and controlled and directed in the right area. But you look at King James, look at LeBron James. Remember when he lost? Remember when he lost that first championship in Miami? Because remember, the three of them, him, Dwayne Wade, and what was the other guy now? He ain't even in the NBA no more. They were supposed to be that little dream team down in Miami. And that first year they didn't win. And remember how LeBron James handled that situation? Remember, he was like, well, I may not have won this, but I'm still winning in life. When I go home, I'm good. I got this, I got that. It was his ego. He was butthurt. But he learned from that shit. Like, you're not always going to win. And this time I lost and my ego got checked. Not by me. But then you look at how he acted when he won. He was way more humble in his win than he was in his loss. He won back to back the next year. Now, because he was supposed to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like Jordan. That was sort of like the problem. He set the bar a little too high. He set the bar high as arguably the greatest basketball player who ever lived. And it's arguable because I don't know. Jordan was great. But even he didn't win as many championships as Bill Russell. Bill Russell won 8. Black Mamba ain't win 8. Jordan ain't win 8. Shit. Did the Celtics ever lose a championship under Bill Russell? He won 8. Say whatever you want to say. He won 8. He's still alive. He won 8. The one that had the ego was Wilt Chamberlain. How many did Wilt win? I think Wilt was probably the best basketball player that ever lived. But people are going to say Jordan because of the championships. Well, one thing that Jordan and Wilt had in common is that they definitely had extremely large egos. But how was they ever going to win championships if they didn't? How were they ever going to compete if they didn't? So, yeah, we can say that the male ego is fragile, but it's a necessary thing. And it's strong as hell when it needs to be. If a man takes care of his family, if he protects his family, provides for his family, provides leadership and love and affection and attention, that's ego. That's ego. If his ego was, he wants to make sure that his family is straight. That's ego. Ego is not always for self, but it gets the bad rap for being for self. You want your people to be straight. That's ego. You refuse to let your people fail under your watch. That's ego. You work day and night tirelessly trying to accomplish a goal for you and yours. That's ego. So it's not always a bad thing. We have to call a spade, but at the same time, when it's an ace, you got to call it that too. It could be an ace of spades, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Carol Chamberlain says, sometimes the hardest thing for me is for me to tell is for wait. The hardest thing for me and tell me. Okay. Hardest thing. You said, okay. All right, you fixed it. Let me see what you said. Sometimes the hardest thing for men that he said that he felt. I don't know. I'm sorry, Kat. I can't do it. Don't do talk to text no more. Chris Bosh. Yeah, Ansel Jones. Chris Bosh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Lauren says, men and boys have been told that we are toxic just for being masculine, but we continue to press on and produce in society. Hell yeah. Shit, and with all this bitch ass shit that's going on nowadays in the media, whatever, what's missing is the male ego, the real one. There ain't enough testosterone out here. All of these motherfuckers need testosterone shots. We lining up here to get this COVID vaccine. We need to, pump some testosterone in a lot of this shit that from what I see. Because men ain't men like they used to be. And probably every generation says that, but come on, man. Come on, man. We got niggas running around here in skirts nowadays, son. And like it's sweet. Dresses and shit. Anything for money. That is not male ego right there. I'm sorry. Sucré Jatois says, wait. What does his ego say when a man doesn't take care of his family? I think that's the absence of male ego. I think that's absence of male ego. Now, his ego may make him try to escape accountability by blaming others for his inequities. But that ain't the real male ego. That's that 2021 shit. That ain't real. It ain't real, son. It ain't real. It ain't real. Lauren says, unfortunately, 1/4 of American women are on antidepressants today. Damn. 1/4 of them? Mm-hmm. Kyle Shaman says, Wilt the Stilt, Jerry West. Good names right there. Pistol Pete. I kind of like World Be Free. It's dope. Okay. Men to admit and tell people is that they apologize is what I meant. Okay. All right. I got you. Whew. Lordy. Whew. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with a man saying I'm sorry. Shit, if nothing else, you can say you sorry so you can get on with the other slimy shit that you was doing. All you gotta do is apologize for this. Then you can get the green light to keep fucking up, dummy. So maybe sometimes the male ego can keep a man from learning. Taking buck shots, bullets be hot, they burning. The way some men dress today is ridiculous. Yes, Carol. That's what I'm saying. We need some testosterone shots out here. We need testosterone shots out here, son. Cats ain't representing. They're not representing out here. Why they not representing? Why they not representing? But anyway, we're about to get out of here. But I wanted to talk about this tonight. The mystery of the male ego. And if nothing else, hopefully y'all can take this and grow it in the direction that y'all needed to go. Just Brandy all day says, so does this male ego play a part in men needing multiple women? Well, yeah, I never said that the male ego, I said openly that the male ego can be very destructive. You know. So men needing multiple women, if you want to say that that's male ego, I'll tell you what that means or how that works. A man needing or feeling like he needs multiple women will be his ego in terms of those women are stroking his ego. So you're right in that it's fragile. But the twist is, in order to get, you got to give. So, I mean, it's funny because, people be thinking that men just are out here with all these chicks and like all of these, like he got a harem out there and all of these chicks are out here just servicing him. Like he ain't got to do nothing in order to keep that going. Well, Okay. It's hard to keep a crib that you ain't paying for. You can get away with it for a minute. But when the sands through that hourglass start running out, yeah, well, yeah, you know. The trash bag's gonna be on the porch, say. The trash bag's gonna be on the porch. But the same male ego that may make a man want multiple women is the same male ego that will make a man say, no, I'm not trying to be out here like the rest of these men out here, just being looked at as a cheater, or like he's shiftless, or like he's a liar, or like he has no self-control. So just your male ego can be the thing that makes you act recklessly, and it can also be the thing that keeps you in check and keeps you grounded. Like I said, my male ego is what stopped me from drinking. You ain't gonna be looking at me like I'm no drunk. Nope. My male energy got me through college. I'm not dropping the fuck out. Let them other niggas do that. I ain't eligible. Yeah, I'm too fly to drop out. I'm too dope. I'm too dope and too fly to be an alcoholic. Yep, sure am. I'm too motherfucking fly. I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I'm too fly to be letting other people out here mold me into their mental image of what they think I am. Nah, I got this. So I'll develop the thing that I stand on. And one last thing before we do these birthday shout outs is this. You know, as far as the male ego is concerned, your male ego is how you see yourself and how you want to be seen. That's going to take individual men a lot of different places. It's going to take a lot of different men, individual places. Your ego is how you see yourself and how you want to be seen. It's how you want to be talked about when you're not around. So you got to do certain things in order for that talk to go on, because you ain't there to control that conversation in every area. And the only way to be able to have any influence in those conversations about the way you want to be seen is to put in the work, so you can have evidence when somebody come through and try to charge you with being something that you know that you're not. You can't want to be looked at as a straight man, and you carrying on all these little gay relationships on the low. Like ain't nobody gonna tell on you. Huh? You can't. It don't work that way. The only way to be looked at as a straight man is you gotta play straight. You gotta be able to say, I ain't never do no shit like that before. And I'm not picking on being gay, but that down low shit. You've heard motherfuckers that was on the down low try to say that they not gay. I'm not gay. I just like to have sex with men every now and then. Fuckers, you think what you think gay is? Nigga, what the fuck? Yeah. The only way for you to control that narrative is you have to set and be the narrative. This is crazy. Twice says, I'm telling. Exactly. Somebody gonna tell on you. So let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious May 18th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. My young go-getter, you know what I'm saying? Christina Smith, happy birthday. I said happy birthday. I said happy birthday. I say, yo, happy birthday. And also Caribbean cast, and also Larietta Nix turning 61 years old today, and Jackie Toussaint turning 50 years old today. A half century, you got it going on. That's the word now. And Kenya Kane Wiggins, happy birthday to you. And Anna Fleet, my girl, go get her, Anna Fleet, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, turning 27 years old today, just like my girl Christina Smith was turning, Apaya Sally Bronzlin. Apaya Sally Bronzlin. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious. Hold on. And Lamaris celebrating his 23rd birthday. That's Emily Dunlap, peoples. That's my word. Anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, the male ego, yeah, we got to keep it in check. But the male ego the male ego might be the thing that start the war, but the male ego will also be the thing that will win the war. It got you into the battle, but it'll win the battle for you. And of course, you got to put in the work, and you can't all the time act like a jerk. And you got to make sure your duty that you don't shirk. And sometimes you're going to make motherfuckers irritated and irked. But when it's just like a wild horse is wild and hard to ride because it does not trust you. But once you get the horse to the point where you can control it and it realizes that you're not trying to harm it, then you start building that bond between man and the horse. And that horse will ride for you, literally. And anybody who has ever trained horses, worked with horses, rode horses, and knows anything about horses, you know that a horse feeds off of your energy like a dog does. So a horse knows when you're afraid, and it will prompt you to get on them so y'all can get the fuck on up out of there. A horse also knows when you're confident. So he's like, shit, what you gonna do? What you want to do? What you want to do? Like that. Dogs do the same thing, but it's different. It's different because you can't ride a dog. You know what I'm saying? So when you liken the male ego to taming a horse or breaking a horse, you didn't break the horse in terms of demoralizing it. You actually built a bond with the horse so you could use the horse to your advantage and also give the horse confidence. You still have to feed the horse, breed the horse, and make sure that the horse is okay. But when you make sure that it's okay, it makes you okay too. And that's how the male ego works. That's the way the male ego works. I said, that's the way the male ego works. Shout out to all the brothers that are on lockdown. And I know that you're on lockdown because of your ego. But guess what? Let that ego while you're in there, while you're in hell, let it be the thing that gets you home and that keeps you home and never going back to that home ever again. You understand what I'm talking about? Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all back to life. We will be back on tomorrow night. We will be back on tomorrow night. We will be back on tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, y'all. And we do it right. So on this Pretty Petty Tuesday, thanks for coming through, y'all. I appreciate me some you. Yes, I do, y'all. All right, so Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Thanks for coming on through like last year. And for my Instagram is 5slammerjammer. I whack with y'all, and we on the gamma. Peace. All right, y'all. And for my YouTubers, y'all know what it is, man. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell, and don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to share the show. Love is love, baby. We're growing. Peace. I said, holla.